The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing great. And before we actually begin our today's webinar, I would like to make sure that, that the sound is okay, that the picture quality is okay, and that everybody can hear me. So could you please drop me a message into the chat box or into the question box just to confirm that you can hear and see me in the right manner. Okay, have one confirmation, second, third, okay, that's great. So our today's taproom's topic would be basically the thing that most of you would probably do with the StarWind software when the new build arrives, when the new StarWind version arrives. Like most customers usually do prefer to install it, to run the latest version, to have the latest features. And basically StarWind update procedure, it is not like the complicated thing. So today we'll be discussing how to do it without any downtime and how to perform the StarWind update properly. So this is today's topic. So yeah, let me talk a bit about myself. So I am StarWind's pre-sales tech engineer, currently doing some pre-sales, some engineering, helping people with finding the right solution for their environment, for their particular case. So more like consulting on the different deployment scenarios. So I worked on the post-sale as a post-sale engineer some time ago, and right now I'm doing pre-sale. So yeah, and my name is Vlad. Yeah, sorry about it. Okay. Yeah, that's me again. Nothing interesting. So let's actually, without any further ado, continue and proceed to our environment. So our current environment is the hyperconverged VMware setup. We have two physical ES6 hosts and two StarWind VMs, one on each, so just a regular VMware setup. So as you can see, this is the first StarWind VM, and this is the second StarWind virtual machine. And we have already created 3 data stores, so there is something already configured. And actually, we do not need the VMware Management Console at the moment because we can monitor the device's behavior like just from the StarWind Management Console. So given if we have something not really good or some bad happening, we can always double check the VMware console, but I think we'll be pretty much fine just going with the StarWind console. Okay. And let's just double check the current version on those hosts. Just a quick disclaimer, they are running currently not our release version, which is currently on site, R3, but they're already running something from our internal library. So it's not yet ready version of the upcoming build. So let me just show you the version. And it is 800.9308. So yeah. Moreover, yesterday I have received the even more updated, more recent version. So as you can see, this is the new StarWind EXE, the new StarWind installer. It's really new. It's just yesterday's build. So I doubt it was tested yet, but let's try to upgrade our StarWind environment using this brand new version. Okay, so let's begin from some the measure that should be done before applying any changes to StarWind, before doing anything with StarWind service, with StarWind software, updating Windows, anything. So any maintenance requires just one simple rule: to first of all, to make sure that you have all of your devices synchronized on both sides, basically. Let's just double check it. So as you can see, there are no exclamation marks, everything looks good. And just looking at the DS1 HAimage6, we can see that it is right now in synchronized status, as well as on the second server. So the same image is in synchronized status. In case if you have some synchronization happening at the moment, full synchronization, something like that, or you have not synchronized device, it is highly recommended to not perform any maintenance before you actually will receive such picture. So before you actually get all your devices synchronized. That's very important because obviously in case if, for example, like server 1 or node 1 has the healthy device, it's synchronized, it's working, and on the other side it's not synchronized at the moment. So in case if you will shut down the first host where this image is healthy and working, obviously you will lose your production running from that particular device. So that's not what you are what you do want to happen, but in order to avoid this, we need just to make sure that everything is synchronized. And after that, we can actually just proceed with installing the new version. So just as a regular piece of software, we just like running it, pressing yes. It will ask to shut the StarWind Management Console. So we will shut it down. And now it will let us to install StarWind. So it is really simple as it looks like. Usually when upgrading from the 8 version to the latest 8 version, so we're speaking about the major versions here. So for example, if you are upgrading from the 6th version or from even earlier versions, probably you would need the data migration, you would need to pass through the major versions between those you would like to update. So this will require like more complicated steps to perform, but we have already described all of them on the documentation on our site. There is a really nice guidance, very simple, even with the diagram when you can see where you can see which version can be updated to which, and the necessary steps that should be performed in order to get this update procedure done properly. And in our case, we just performing the, for example, like the minor upgrading. So from the major version 8 to the latest version 8. So in this case, you do not need to perform any extra measures unless such is noticed on our website. Probably there are some builds, for example, that require some like device recreation, like disconnecting devices before updating and reconnecting, but that's something that will be obviously indicated in our website. So if there are like no exclamation marks, no any notes in our website under your personal account page, you should not perform any extra measures. Just basically run the software installer, click next, agree with our licensing policy. So my StarWind is installed in the default C program files folder in case if your StarWind installation directory like has another path, so you can specify it here. Or we just press next, and it will automatically detect the services that are currently installed. And I have I have already installed everything except the SMIS agent, software VSS provider, hardware VSS provider. So I do not want to add them right now because I just don't need them in this particular setup. But in case if you would like to upgrade with enabling more features, you can do so. You can just tick this option, and for example, it will install SMIS agent during the upgrade procedure. So we're just leaving everything as it is and pressing next. Then one more time next. We don't want to create any extra icons, so we are pressing next again and install. Now what is happening at the moment? Basically, installer will stop the StarWind service install the update, and start the StarWind service again. And obviously it will trigger the fast synchronization of the devices. So let's just double check our infrastructure. Yes, you can see we have the yellow exclamation marks on our devices. We can check that these devices were synchronized during the upgrading process. So in this case, your production will switch the path from the, in our case, VMware localhost node to SWSUP VSN2 host. So basically it will just switch some passes because those passes on the server which is running an upgrade at the moment will just become inactive. So, and after like couple of seconds, the whole setup becomes synchronized once again. So as we can see, all of the devices are synchronized now, and the first host has been upgraded. We can double check the version both in this menu, so we can see that it is 9498 right now, and we can compare it with the second host, which is not yet upgraded, and it has 8730 build at the moment. So yeah, basically the register part of the menu, I found it like more convenient to identify the particular version, because usually help about option just displays the version of StarWind on the host from which the StarWind Management Console is running at the moment. And in case if you would like to check the version of StarWind on some on some dedicated host, for example, the second node, from the first node. So in this case, it would be better just to choose the second server, the server that you would like to check the version, and click this register option. And you will see that there is the build number, and that's what you would like to identify here. So yeah, only one node was upgraded. So let's proceed to the second node. Let's open another session. Now let's do some Inception here. Okay, so we have RDP in RDP. Let's just move the installation file from the first node to the second. And basically just do the same with the second StarWind node. Oh, it says to close the console, which we would need to do. And probably it has detected the console which I'm running from the first server, which is odd, but still, because I cannot see any StarWind console on the second one. Well, that's strange. Okay. Let's try to clone this one. Well, that's strange. Let's try to identify whether we have StarWind console running somewhere. Oh, yep. Actually, it's been running for some reason. Let's kill those processes. And let's open StarWind Management Console back on the first server just to see how the upgrade process impacts the whole StarWind setup. Come on, Windows. Okay. Okay, now we should be able to actually run the installer on the second server. We are pressing yes and doing exactly the same steps as before. So next, choosing exactly the same options layout here without adding any extra options. It says we have already installed the VSS provider. So this is an example message of the event when StarWind sees that you have some components of the previous installation already present in the system, and it will obviously asks to would you like to keep them or would you like to delete them. So actually there are multiple options to approach. You can just install the newer version of the component by ticking the option here. You can just skip it, so it won't delete this component. In order to remove the component, you will need to remove it from the services or to perform the full uninstall of StarWind software. So just in case, if you would like to keep all system consistent, you will just need to basically compare this layout here with the layout you've got on the previous step of installation when we have installed StarWind on the first server. So in case if they're corresponding, you can safely press yes. It will ignore just this warning message and proceed us to the next step. Now let's move to the StarWind Management Console and press refresh. Now we see that our second host was disconnected, and we should get the partner not available message in StarWind. Yep. We totally lost the network connections to the partner StarWind service. Still we have those devices synchronized and everything is running at the moment. Now I hope we can try connecting. Yep. And as you can see, it performs the fast synchronization currently. So, yep. And it's done. Now let's just double check the version on both servers. And as you can see, it is now 9498, as well as on the first server. Let me just quickly show you here as well. So, yep, that's it. Easy as it is. So I hope everything was clear with this example, with the upgrading StarWind on the current version just to the latest one. And in case if you have any questions, so this is the good time to ask them, and I would like to provide you with as more time as you need to basically answer those questions. So right now, yeah, just shoot me your questions. Just answer everything you would like to about the StarWind upgrade procedure, about anything else. So I'll try to cover everything right now in the next 20 minutes, I believe. Okay, so the good question from Russell, can we do this from version 6.0.4837? Can this be done with no downtime? So as far as I know, there were some releases in the major version 6 which are not compatible with the latest version of StarWind. So in case if you have this version, so first of all, we're just going to our knowledge base and checking the knowledge base article called Upgrading StarWind from any version to any version. It's literally literally called as that. And in this article you will see the diagram, which version supports which upgrading procedure. I just cannot remember this particular build, the 4837 really. Sorry for that. I just cannot like hold them in my memory. There are like really lots of them, so I cannot guarantee you that you can perform this. But as far as I know, from the latest version of version 6, you can perform the update procedure in exactly the same manner as I've just shown you. So just on fly, without like any extra measures. Okay, another question from Sam. Any recommendations as a rule whether or not we should be taking up updates when they come out? General rule is to actually do update, really. So we are like, we work in a bit different way than like some well-known companies. When they release their like major updates, then they do something like service packs, major fix releases, something like that. So we're not working like this. So we do take our time. So our builds are not coming out like in 2 weeks, one by one. So they're like one new version in a couple of months. That's why we have enough time to implement the features, to test them properly, and to finally release them. So the general rule is to actually update every time you get the new update. Usually we have a really really not the better way. You will not get like the totally different experience when you, for example, jump from the older version to the newer. But with the high chances, you will get the improved experience in this version that I've just shown you, the latest one that we are not yet released. We have some extra options, for example, so something that you cannot see at your current version. For example, host groups manager. So this is the feature that would be added in the next versions. We can create the groups of hosts, like just two. For example, if you have like a couple of nodes, not just 2 but 4 or 6 nodes, you can form like the groups of them, which will basically help you to manage them more easy. And we have also created the target groups manager, which is basically exactly the same bot for the targets. So you can even group the targets. You can create multiple devices under one target. So you can actually experiment with those features. And that's why actually I would like every time I would recommend you to upgrade to the latest version. You will just get the latest features. You will get them improved. You will receive the like our latest vision basically. Okay, another question from Russell. We offer 9999 SLA. What do we do if it fails to synchronize? Well, that's okay. That's actually like I would not like to say like strange, but that's not something that you should care about StarWind really, because we are doing the HA environment. We are basically working to like allow you this 4.9's SLA, so you shouldn't worry about that. It will not synchronize. Even it will not synchronize, like for instance, if you have some networking issues, some Windows issues, some StarWind issues even. So in this case, you will still have one working device because you are not upgrading 2 nodes simultaneously. You still have one working server. And this is still covered by your SLA. And in case if something really bad happens, you can always like call our support department, and a couple of engineers will jump into remote session to help you to solve this issue. So that's not something that will harm your production. Yeah, I'm not like telling that our software is perfect, Microsoft is perfect, so VMware is perfect. There is something like, there are mechanisms that could possibly fail, but still in this case StarWind has 2 nodes, so we are coping on this 2-node redundancy. Okay, another question from Greg. Is it advised to disconnect the iSCSI connections to the node first, or is just having the installer stop the service enough? So yeah, in this case, actually, the maximum that I would recommend to perform in the cluster layer, in the Windows layer or in the VMware layer, for example, is just to live migrate or vMotion your VMs to the partner host temporary, just for like a couple of minutes until the upgrade procedure is finished. Because there is possibility that Windows or VMware would not manage to switch this path through MPIO in the timely manner, and probably if you have some really high loaded VM, it will psod on you, and that's not something that you would like to happen. So just like as an extra step, you can try just to live migrate your production on the partner host on a couple of minutes, upgrade your StarWind on this particular host, then migrate production back to the upgraded host, and do the same on the server which is left. So that's probably really the only thing that you could possibly think to secure this upgrade procedure. Another question from Russell. So yeah, regarding the previous questions about upgrading, and as far as I understood, so Russell meant that in case if update procedure fails, if for example StarWind would not work on the newer version with the old devices or something like that, basically Russell asks, is there a rollback? And yeah, so you can always uninstall StarWind in case if something happens once again. So for example, there's a scenario when you have two nodes, when you have version 6, you upgrade first node, you still have second node running in the moment, and for some reason the devices would not would not synchronize, or they just fail on the upgraded host. In this case, you can just uninstall StarWind totally from this host without removing devices. Just install StarWind, install version 6 once again, and basically recreate replication, and that's it. So there's always a possibility to roll back, to switch versions. Moreover, our software is not totally black boxed, so you can open SWDSK file, see that we have our devices configuration in XML as XML layout. You can always try to manipulate with this XML files. It is not recommended, obviously, but in case if something really critical happens, you do not have premium support, and this the Black Knight, after hours and something like that. So in this case, there are still multiple options to try to fix the issue by yourself. I'm scared, says Russell. Not be scared, Russell. Really, I would say that upgrading from version 6 to version 8 is it's not something you should be scared. I would scared for example, if I try to upgrade my StarWind 3.5 to version 8, yeah, in this case, it's really something scary. And but version 6 to version 8, you shouldn't be worried, really. Also, as I always tell on every tap room, please do not hesitate to contact our support department. We have really friendly guys here, and they will really help you. They will assist you. You can even ask them to to confirm. So, for example, you think that you should perform the upgrade procedure, and you send the email to our guys asking oh, I have this step, so I should do this, this, and that. So, am I doing this right? Am I doing this correct? So probably something you can advise. And yeah, and our support department will obviously recommend you probably the better way, or confirm that you are doing everything okay. So just do not hesitate to double check. That's this really is easy as it is. So just in case if you would like to receive 100% 100% results, so without any possible downtime, without any extra actions from your side. So it's always recommended to consult with our support department. They're really friendly guys, so just do not hesitate. So I cannot see any more questions from you guys, so may I ask you, is there anything left? So probably something I can tell you more about. So yeah, please ask your questions. Okay, so Russell asks, using the same hardware, does version 8 give more performance? You mean in comparison to version 6? So yeah, actually I have not like performed like the really the correct test of the version 6 versus version 8, but as far as I know from the developers, from the user experience, from the experience of our customers, from my like support fellows, so basically, yeah, it definitely will give you a performance boost because version 6 was great. It was lacking some feature that we have in version 8 right now, but it was great itself. So it was like rock solid, it was stable, but really the only issue that our customers basically were coming to us was the performance basically. So I cannot remember any issues with version 6 actually apart from performance questions. So probably the performance was the only thing that could be like considerable in version 6. Everything was working just well. So in case if you would like to increase the performance, probably, yeah. So that's the time you would like to perform the upgrade, and I would recommend you to do this. Sam asks, any future plans for the ability to shrink images? I think you're speaking about the regular image file. So yeah, we definitely are thinking about this, and I just not really sure at the moment if this is if this was added to roadmap already, but we definitely were discussing this, and like there are some like technical restrictions. So in case if this is, and for example, the virtual disk, so something like Windows, uh, you can shrink it, you can extend it, you can format it as GPT, as MBR, as something like that. So you can just manipulate this virtual disk as with the regular image file, for example. In case with StarWind, we are just like working with a bit more complicated situation when we have also the HA partner, and if we are like totally sure that we can extend this device because we can scan both nodes that, yep, they have some free space left. So we are sure that we can extend this device, and we can do it. So right now, yep, you can just extend your image file and it will work great. In case of shrinking the device, this is a bit more difficult situation. So we will need the confirmation from the host node, from the local host, from the partner host. We will need to stop that transactions temporarily to that sector, to the physical sector of the disk, which should be shrink. So it will require some time to develop basically. So as far as I know, it's in roadmap. I will just double check it. I'm not sure at the moment, but as far as I know, it should be in our roadmap. Jagdish asks if we need a document on this webinar. Do we get that? You mean like if you require this like article I was talking about, this knowledge-based article, I can totally provide you with the link. It will be in the description on YouTube or on our website. So also you can just find it. So you can just Google it. Basically, it sounds like upgrading StarWind from any version to any version. That's literally the name of the article. Okay, just searching for more questions. A good question from Konstantin Bondarchuk. Which NTFS block size recommends StarWind? And this is like a simple rule. For Windows, we recommend 4K block size as it's Windows native. So you can notice it when you create the NTFS volume under Windows, it will automatically recommend you the default sizing, which is 4K. And for VMware, we recommend 512 bytes block size. 512 basically, and it just works better with VMware because in VMware you can even tweak the burst length of the particular SCSI command. So like the less the better goes for VMware, and basically the 4K goes for Windows. Another question, is it also work on Red Hat Enterprise Linux or KVM hypervisors? And this is the good question actually, because I think it's not about the update procedure, but about the StarWind software in general. And what can I tell you is that we have customers running the StarWind under Red Hat Linux, under the KVM hypervisor, and like it's working. So the only thing that we are not yet officially supported. So it will require some time to basically to reform our support department a bit, to reform our policies a bit, just to apply some like necessary steps to officially support those. But you may totally try. So you may just contact your sales representative, ask for a trial license, install it, see if it works, test it for like a couple of weeks, see if you get the necessary performance, if you get the proper stability, and in case if it works for your case, so why just not start using it basically. So from my personal experience, yep, it works. Okay, one more question from Russell. To prevent data loss, disconnect clients from HA if it's possible. Does this mean move all VMs of the image? Basically, yeah. So in our article, we just like we prepared the steps which are a bit probably over-engineered just to ensure like the not even 100% success rate of the upgrade procedure, but like 1 million success rate. And it says to disconnect clients from HA. In case if you are using round robin, nothing bad can happen because you have two paths simultaneously to both hosts. And in this case, you can just live migrate your virtual machines to the host which is not upgrading at the moment. Moreover, it's not really even the necessary step because it will still try to use the two paths. It will still lose the path for the node which is upgrading at the moment. And given that we are not restarting the physical host, the live migration or vMotion is not really necessary. But round robin will automatically detect that the less latency it receives from the local host. And given that we have migrated our production to the host which is not being upgraded, it will use the local host as like the source for the transactions. Basically, I just cannot explain it like in a better way. Sorry for that. Like English is not my native language. So yeah, but it goes like that. And Russell, you do not really need to do this really. So this is not really a necessary step. So I would really recommend you right now to contact your support representative or just to contact our general support line to ask for the proper update procedure. So in case if you have the version 6 which supports the flawless update, the update without data migration, you will definitely would like to do this. Yeah, in case if you have some older version which unfortunately does not support this on-fly upgrade, yeah, in this case it will require data migration. And even in this case, so you would not like to buy any extra storage. You can just do something like that. So for example, you have version which does not support this on-fly upgrade. So what you can do is to temporarily migrate your production to the host A, for example, from the host B. So your host B right now is running nothing, basically just the old version of StarWind, which is on both hosts currently. So what you can do is to basically rebuild your StarWind environment on the host B. So just to run upgrade, see if it works. If it not works, you can totally uninstall the old version and install version 8, the latest version 8 on the host B, which is not running your production currently because it's right now on the host A. And just to basically create the corresponding devices. So after you have created the corresponding devices on top of the host B, for example, you can try something like Microsoft storage migration option, which migrates your storage between cluster shared volumes or between drives with no downtime or with restart. There are options basically. So you can try something like that. Anyway, I'm just like trying to help you at the moment, and I'm just not sure about the details of your environment. So still, it would be much better for you to contact our support department once again. So there could be an options. One more question. Can StarWind help to migrate VM from Red Hat Enterprise Linux hypervisor to VMware from .emg format to .vmdk format? So this is like this is not our current topic. Basically, we're discussing StarWind, and this is more about like the we're discussing StarWind Virtual SAN, sorry, and this is more about the StarWind V2V converter. So that's like a bit another software for converting your VMs from the from formats from image file to VMDK or from VHD to VMDK. And yes, StarWind can help you to migrate from Red Hat Enterprise Linux using V2V converter. You can convert your virtual machine disks to another format to correspond the final to destination hypervisor, basically. And yep, it will help you to do this. So you can find more instructions on our website. You can find even more information in our forums. Okay, so any extra questions, guys? Okay, that's great. So looks like I've covered like everything you guys would like to hear, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you for attending my tap room. So I really appreciate it, and basically have a great day. See you. Yeah, you're welcome.